Good afternoon. Don't let anyone tell you that they have this whole COVID-19 situation figured out. In fact, don't let anyone tell you that they have everything in life figured out. They'd be fooling you. They'd be trying to convince themselves of something that isn't really true. And if they're trying to convince you, that means they probably don't believe it for themselves. But they're trying to make you believe that they understand how this world works. And if you're thinking, I understand how this world works in completeness and totality, if I understand everything about this world, you're fooling yourself. That's just not possible. There are things that we can become very skilled at. There are things we can become very knowledgeable at. We can grow in our understanding and we can become very wise in a lot of different things. But there are just some things that we're never really going to understand. There are some things that are going to always be outside of our discipline and it'll just be beyond our ability to comprehend them. It is that way with spiritual things too. There is a wisdom that comes from God that you're not going to be able to get by looking at the world around you. No amount of studying the trees, no amount of understanding the human body, no amount of understanding how a virus works is going to help anyone understand how God works or help understand how God interacts with human beings. That's a wisdom that can't come from study. It can't come from learning about the things of this world. It has to come from the Word. It has to come from what God reveals to us. The Apostle Paul wrote something very similar to the Corinthians in his first letter to them, 1 Corinthians chapter 3. He said, "Let no one deceive himself. If anyone among you thinks that he is wise in this world, let him become a fool, so that he may become wise." The closer we get to understanding spiritual things, the more it seems like we're foolish in the ways of the world. The eyes of the world look at those who are believers in Jesus Christ and they think it's not possible. Why would one person go to die for someone else? Why would God, this all-powerful, almighty being, care about little old human beings? Human beings should be able to do their own thing. All of those things fly in the face of the wisdom of God. And so if somebody wants to become wise in the ways of God, if somebody wants to believe in Jesus Christ, in a way, they have to become foolish. They have to become foolish in the eyes of the world so that they can be wise in the ways of God's Word, in the ways of what Jesus has done for them. But you can be sure that in that way, being wise in the ways of Jesus and his gospel, that is way better than being wise in the ways of this world. Until we see each other again, Lord's blessings on your day.